Alright guys, so working on the front wing, down here at the very bottom corner, which would be the very bottom front of the car, you can see there is a blister just there. You can see a bit more of it just there. I broke off this piece here, and what's happening is the rust is actually pushing on the filler and pushing it out, and it's actually delaminating, so there's actually a hole just there. Get rid of the filler first, shine it up and see what it looks like. Okay, so just after using the wire wheel, just cut into that there. I'm pretty sure I can break that all off now, nearly one piece, or maybe not. You can hear it crunching anyway, so I'm going to finish out the cut here and see if this will come out, and then we just have to come back here a little bit, just to where the bubble rust is. Okay, not being totally sure how far back I should go, I just gave it a quick wire wheel there, and you can see the good metal is still shiny, where the bad metal is actually pitted. So we're going to follow around the line here and stay inside the good metal line, and you'll see where the two of them are meeting, and hopefully it won't be too big. Yeah, just after doing a cut just there with the wire wheel, just to see where the good and bad metal is. So right here, break that off. It's all the dirt and rust that was behind it. You can see it's not looking too good. So we're going to shine all of this up, probably do a better job. Maybe we might have to do even a few spot welds just to make that really tight. Clean it up, and then we're going to prime it, filler it, paint it. Okay, so this is as far as I've gotten so far. Just get that full clean down. My original idea was to hit it with some crust and then probably weld over it, but there was a little panel just here and it was so bad I just said no, you know what, get rid of the whole thing. I'm going to take an angle grinder now, cut out all of the bad rust all together, just completely discard it. I have a new panel made up that's going to fit in there like that. Okay, like that, and it has a bit of a curve on it, so it'll fit in that place. So the arches I have is a cabriolet, but they normally have stick-on extended arches, but the previous owner to me had welded in another set of arches on top of, like, they're steel arches, so they're steel onto steel, but they didn't do a great job down here at the bottom. That's why it's separating, so that's why that's going to fit in there like that, if I can make it fit, and it'll line up like that. So my arches are slightly different to everyone else's, but that's what makes the car that little bit unique. Okay, just after hitting with the angle grinder, so cut out that piece there, and slice it down there, so it's ready just to cut the edges and it'll all fall out. Okay, that's the bad piece of metal taken out of it. Okay, let's start welding. Okay, and that's now the panel all welded in. So what we'll do is we'll take the grinder and we'll just flatten down all the high spots on the welds, hit it with some filler, and then paint over it. Okay, that's all the top of the welds now flattened down. I think I'm going to hit it with some crust just to stop any excess rust, and then we're going to body filler and paint. Okay, while we're waiting for this crust to dry, let's go feed a pet lamb. Ma!
I want a bottle. Yum, 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 yum.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Okay, now that the crust has stabilized all the rust, time to get some body filler. So guys, you join me much further on in the project. I haven't been filming enough, but that's partly my own fault, and also I want to get on with the project. So when I left you last, I had just put crust onto this pan down here. Obviously I've since put body filler onto it, and I primered it, and it's ready to go. Then I moved on to the far side, and kept going around the panel each place where it was quite bad. And when you first come to a project like this, it can seem really daunting or really overwhelming when there are so many problems to do. When you have the front half of the car to do here, underneath the number plate was also rotten. So the way I always do it is break it down into individual parts. So we're going to take on this panel here, we're just going to fix it and not focus on anything else. Forget every other piece of rust or anything else on the panel or on the car. Fix the one piece that you're going to fix first. So when that's fixed, then you start on the other side. Rust problem just here, there's a big dent up here, and just here at the front it was always a bit bad as well. So there's actually a lip that comes in here, and part of the lip was damaged and missing. So I end up welding a new panel into that, new panel just down here. Then we moved on to this side here, same steps again. We cleaned down all the paintwork, all the body filler, found where the good metal was, where the bad metal was, cut out all the bad metal, welded in the new metal, then body filler over it, and we're going to get ready for primer after this. Same with up here, this was a big dent in the car, and knocked out the dent as much as I can with a hammer, and then the last little dent that I just physically couldn't pull out I just body fillered over it. And now we're moving on to the very front. So up here at the front, there's a lip just at the back here, and yeah, it was just rotten. So I ended up cutting it out, welding in new metal. The metal was so thin, it's like literally like paper. So we cut out a good bit, welded in new metal with the lip attached to it, and now it's just been body fillered in. So you can see there with the camera's overexposing it, but you can see what it looks like there. So we're just going to sand that off and it'll be lovely and flat. This is what I'm using. It's just a sanding block. I bought it in Screwfix, a £5 to buy. I'm using P80 sandpaper, so we'll just grab that like that. It's lovely because that's a lovely flat edge. So when you're doing panels, you want a flat edge, so you'll either be going this way or you'll be going up and down. If you were to hold sandpaper and just grab it and just sand it, it's going to be up and down everywhere. So at least by using the sanding block, it keeps it level. So I decided for this video, I'm going to focus on only painting the panel. Forget about the car, we're just going to do the panel, and when we have the panel done, then we'll go back to the car. And it just keeps my mind and the project moving, that you're not like overwhelmed with a massive project to do. If you just literally just pick the front quarter wing, we're going to paint that. It's easy and fast enough to do. So what we're going to do is literally get the whole wing ready. So we're obviously going to sand everything. We'll have everything, then we'll get ready for primer, paint and lacquer. Is there a need to paint the whole wing? Probably not. I could get away with just painting the top bit here, this bit here, this bit here, and this bit here, and then leave the center, but there's actually dings and scratches in it just from 6 years of driving everywhere. So there's a dent there and dent there. There's stone chips that come up off the road. So I think it's easier, and I'm not that good a painter. So what I'm going to do is just actually just paint the whole panel. Will I get the colors totally exact to the original of the car? I don't know, probably not, but that's because I'm not a professional spray painter and it is very difficult to do that. So guys, this is a very fun project, and yeah, as you can see, I'm doing everything myself. So I've never sent the car out ever to have any work done on it. It's always been myself. And some people can say, well, like, you know, why don't you just send it off, get it done, or like send it off to, like, into a garage and they'll change whatever. Part of the fun of owning the car as well is actually working on the car. So when someone comes up to you and they talk to you about the car, you actually know absolutely everything about the car. You've done all the work. Just by chance, I'm documenting it all in videos, but I've also like done all the work, and I'm quite proud of the car, that it is my car. It's no one else's car. This is my car, and this is what I'm doing. I got the panel ready for painting by using 1000p sandpaper. I rubbed back all the lacquer. Then I got the panel ready for painting by using white spirits as a degreaser. If you want to watch me spray painting in action, there's a whole video of me repainting the Landini tractor. So that's now the panel sitting in primer. We have our white spirit out. We're going to give it another degrease. We've given it a sand, so it's all lovely and flat. So now we're getting ready for paint. First coat on. So it's been over a week since I painted the wing, but I said I'd bring it back outside, show everyone what it turned out with the piece of chrome reattached. And it looks amazing. I am so happy with the results. So hopefully it'll be the same color as the car. I still have to get the car finished, but really happy with the results so far. The paint turned out amazing. Really love the paint. There's a little bit of metallic in it, which is absolutely lovely, and it matches in with the car. But when it's all fresh paint, it all looks absolutely amazing. So that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. I'll see you next time. Okay, stay tuned for the next episode where I actually get this car painted. Woohoo!